Okay, this is the last section, the last lesson for Chapter 7, Lesson 7-8. Although you already know how to multiply binomials and polynomials, I want you to memorize, I want you to learn by memory special products. There will be 3 special products that you are expected to know by heart as a pattern and by memory. Okay? The first of those is the square of a sum. If I have a sum like a plus b that's being squared, well, that means it's a plus b times a plus b. I want you to memorize the product. That would be a squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared. In other words, it's the first term a squared plus the product of the 2 terms a times b doubled plus the second term b squared. Again, you will memorize this as a pattern, and then when we do practice exercises, you will expect it to just simply follow a pattern by memory. Okay? Okay, the second special product that you need to memorize is the square of a difference. When we have a difference like a minus b squared, a minus b squared would be a minus b times a minus b. And the product follows a certain pattern, and you will memorize this pattern. The pattern is as follows. It's the first term a squared minus the product of the 2 terms a times b doubled, 2 times ab, plus the second term squared. And again, when you have the square of a difference, you will not use FOIL or distributive property to multiply. You will simply follow this pattern that you will memorize. Okay, the third and last special product that we'll look at today is the product of a sum and difference. The product of a sum and a difference. If I have a plus b times a minus b, this type of product follows a specific pattern, and it's a squared minus b squared. The first term squared minus the second term squared. And again, I expect you to know this pattern by memory. Your goal is to memorize these patterns and use them to multiply binomials. Again, you will not be using FOIL or distributive property. Okay, number 1. Let's try this one. X plus 3 squared. Here is the square of a sum. The pattern that I taught you says I take the first term and I square it. Then I'm going to add 2 times the product of the 2 terms, x times 3, which is 3x. And then I'm going to add the second term, 3 squared. Let's simplify. X squared plus 6x plus 9. And that would be your product. Okay, once you get used to this pattern, you can skip this step. You can do all of that in your head and just follow the pattern. Okay, let's do that now. Number 2. Let's try this one. X plus 5 squared. So here I have the first term squared, and I'm going to add double the product of the 2 terms. So 5 times 2 is 10. That's 10x. And then I'm going to add the second term squared. That's going to be 25. Okay, let's try number 3. 2x plus 3 squared. So let's square the first term, 4x squared. Let's multiply the 2 terms. That would be 6x. Double it, that would be plus 12x. And then the second term squared is 9. Try number 4 on your own. (3x plus 4y squared). Go ahead and pause the video work out the problem following the pattern, and then check your answer. The answer is 9x squared plus 24xy plus 16y squared. Now let's practice the square of a difference. Number 1, x minus 3 squared. So the pattern tells me I'll take the first term and square it. I'm going to subtract the product of the two terms and double it. So it's going to be minus 6x. And then I'm going to add the second term squared. That's 9. Number 2. Let's try 6p minus 1 squared. Again, this is the square of a difference. So take the first term and square it. That's going to be 36p squared. Take the product of the two terms. That's negative 6 and negative 6p and double it. That's negative 12p. And take that second term and square it. That's going to be plus 1. Okay, number 3. Let's try this one. 3c minus 4 squared. First term squared would be 9c squared. The product of the two terms is negative 12c. Double it, negative 24c. And the second term squared is positive 16. Try number 4 on your own. I have a minus 2b squared. Pause the video, work it out, then hit play to check your answer. The answer is a squared minus 4ab plus 4b squared. Now let's practice the product of a sum and difference. This pattern is probably the easiest of the 3. Okay, number 1. Let's try x plus 4, x minus 4. The pattern tells us to take the first term and square it, and it's subtract the second term squared. And that's it, x squared minus 16. Number 2, let's try this one. 2x plus 3 times 2x minus 3. Let's take the first term and square it. That would be 4x squared. And it's going to be minus the second term squared, which is 9. And again, I only want you to follow a pattern. I want you just to follow the pattern. You're not going to use FOIL or distributive property when multiplying these special products. I want you to recognize them, memorize the pattern, and use it. Okay, number 3. 3n plus 2 times 3n minus 2. Okay. The first term squared would be 9n squared minus the second term squared, which is 4. Number 4 you will do on your own. 4c minus 7d times 4c plus 7d. Go ahead and hit pause, work out the problem using the pattern, and then check your answer. Okay, the product is 16c squared minus 49d squared. Here are a few extra practice problems for you to do independently. We'll go over them tomorrow. I want you to do number 5, number 12, number 18 on this page. And on this page, I'd like you to do number 4, number 11, and number 18. Remember to write down any questions that you might have. We'll go over that tomorrow. Be sure that you memorize these products, these patterns. Be prepared. There may be a quiz tomorrow. I may just want you to know and be able to write the patterns. God bless you and have a good night.